Video archive 40. LPSN long. Entry $1. Exit $1.17. 17% gain. Trade duration 6 trading days. This is my trading target. All right, let's pull the chart up. Boom. All right, the trade on here is my most recent Lipson trade. Now, I didn't actually take profits. I got stopped out trying to protect my capital. This is a pretty straightforward entry. There wasn't, excuse me, there wasn't much behind this except for this gap right here. You can see there was actually kind of two gaps at the same area from 99 cents to $1.02, give or take. And the $1 being a psychological level was really my main reasoning for the trade. There's a bit of confluence I can throw out there. I'll throw this fib on, and you get the third on bid 30. $382 at 99 cents. So yeah, I entered there at $1. I'm gonna briefly let's drop a horizontal line at $1, and let's just you can see it's also the bottom of this gap, which I find that previous gaps often act as good, or as support and resistance. Those two levels there. I mean, you can see here. I'll drop a horizontal right here at the top of the gap here at 110, and boom. I guess that was not super significant, but you can see there's some activity at that level. So there's some liquidity in those zones, or tends to be. So that's really my entry. And then my goal was to take it up to the start of this gap. My target was 170. Well, I guess first 147, which would have been this previous high, and then 170, and then a gap fill, but which would be a 200 period moving average on the daily. But I got washed out on this dump here. I had my stop loss. I actually had my stop loss set here at 115 at first. And when we went up to 130 here, after putting in this low right here, I set it up to that. I moved it to that low right here at 117 after we had this wick down, hoping that was a test or the only time we'd break below this gap. And I wanted to protect more of my profit because at this point it was only a 17% gain or a 15% gain having it down here at 115. And we were as high as 130. So I was like, man, I'm losing half my profit. So it's kind of this constant tug of war of how much profit do I want to protect? How volatile is the stock? I ended up getting washed out, and it happened so quickly. I didn't get to re-enter, but I'll play out what happens here. Boom. So I got washed out at 117 here. Price went as low as 103 that same day. I had my order, another order set at $1 again. So it missed my order, and then I didn't ever get to re-enter, and boom, now it's back up to 130, and it actually closed at 140 after hours. So that's where I'm at. I need to remember I'm in the letting go phase of the performance process cycle from Stephen Goldstein's book. And I'm feeling tilted. To be honest, I'm feeling very tilted. It's weird though because I made a profit. I took a significant gain, percentage wise, but I could have done a lot better. That gap between my plan, or I guess the gap between perfect execution and my actual outcome, was wider than I wanted. But as it says in the letting go phase, achieving closure and acceptance of outcomes, both positive and negative. So I just gotta ground, relax, refresh, come back to it objectively. There's going to be a lot more opportunity. Also, just quickly point out, this wasn't something I actually saw in the moment because I had my order on the book and it got hit. But when that Japanese yen trade or whatever caused that big reaction in the markets, that's when we got this low. That's when we got this big gap down from 107 down to 96 cents. And you could see there was clear divergence here on the 15. So that's cool. And when those sudden spurts of volatility come in, I found that's why it's good to have orders on the books and to be constantly charting and identifying areas because that's not something no one could log into their accounts. I was awake when price was at 97 cents that morning for this, what was it? 15-minute candle. I was awake looking, trying to log in and buy more, but I couldn't. So it was good I had that order on the book. And that is my most recent LPSN trade. More to come.